I've never told this story before. Mostly because it sounds boring when I tell it. And it's not very climactic. It was just something weird that happened. A couple of years ago, when I was about 13, Dad got a call from a friend of his. His friend had shot a huge 8-point white-tail buck and lost it in the woods the night before. The deer was shot with a bow at sunset and ran into the woods across the road. Dad's friends called him at 8 at night and told him that he'd need help finding it the next day. So Dad asks if I want to learn about tracking a deer. I'm all for it, because hunting is amazing. And off we go the next morning. This was out on Maryland's eastern shore. Lots of woods, lots of hills, and lots of walking. I was tired and trying to retain what these two hunters are telling me, but I was still having a blast. We found a really long blood trail for the whole lot. The whole thing was fun for me and my dad. We'd been out there for maybe an hour or two. I took a break near a small cluster of trees that connected to the massive woods where the blood trail went. Dad's friend went into the woods, and I'm just looking at the trees, trying to spot a white belly or part of a rack. And then I saw something perched on 4 limbs. It was hard to see, and it's been about a decade since I saw it, but I saw what looked like a fox with a short muzzle, no tail, and really long limbs. Like deer length, deer thin limbs. It was just standing there, maybe about 20 yards from me, but I couldn't tell what it was or what color. I just know that it was strange looking and it was not moving. That's not the weird part. That thing just loped away. Like those cats in the videos where the cat is scared and lifts its front feet up off the ground and runs off on its back legs. It was like that, only it held its front legs higher and ran like that was the way that it had run its entire life. Like that was just natural for it to do. Hunched and hurried, but not wobbly. I only saw it for a few seconds. Dad scared the crap out of me by shouting about the 8-pointer being found. I told him about that I saw a weird animal, and he said that it may have been a fox. And I told him about the legs being all weird and long, and he gave me the look. The look that says, "Stop making things up." I get that look a lot. Well, I learned how to gut, drag, and track a deer that day. We took a trip to the butcher, and I got to watch them begin processing. That was fun. As for what I saw, I've always had a big imagination. I could have just been sleep deprived because 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning at 13 years old is... yeah. Maybe it was just a fox that moved weird. Maybe it was a deer with a messed up head. I don't know. I only saw it for a few seconds. But what I do know is that deer and foxes don't run on their back legs.